The National Service Authority is currently in the news, and it's not for paying their personnel on time. They are in the news this time for an expose in which it was revealed that these people steal over 20 million Ghana cedis every single month. As with a lot of institutions in Ghana, we all know there is some level of corruption in them. So quite often the question remains, how are these people stealing millions of cedis from Ghana every day and not getting caught? Well, this expose reveals a lot about how the National Service Authority have been misappropriating funds for the last 6 or so years. So with that said, let us get into how these people are allegedly taking millions of monies from Ghanaians every single year. But real quick, before we get into the video, please remember to like the video and subscribe to the channel if you're new here. I'm trying to get to 1,000 subscribers before the year ends, so please subscribe if you haven't. Without out of the way, let's get into the video. So let's start with the one thing everybody is talking about: the 40,000 ghost names. So you may be wondering how these people manage to add 40,000 fake names to the list of personnel every year without anybody noticing. You see, every year before the time that final year students will be graduating from tertiary institutions, the schools send out a list of their final year students who are eligible to do their national service to the National Service Authority. But here's where things get a bit dirty. According to this expose, when the lists are sent to the National Service Authority, apparently there's a guy at the NSA whose only job is to sit there and come up with index numbers and names to give to people who do not exist, so that in the end they can pocket some monies for themselves. Do you realize how much work that is? But wait, that's not all. Now that this guy has finished his job, the list has been inflated. It now includes the actual names of the students that were submitted by the tertiary institutions and the 40,000 ghosts and evil spirits our guy put in the list. So what happens next is, for transparency and to keep the public informed, they have to publicly announce the number of people that are eligible for the national service that year. Take a wild guess which number they are going to announce. Is it the list the school submitted to them, or the one which includes our ancestors? They submit the ones with the 40,000 more names. Because what this does is, they are going to get monies for the 40,000 people who do not exist, and since those people do not exist, it goes right into their pockets. So do you see how they do it? It's such a brilliant plan.
Nice.
Remember that the goal here is to funnel in as much of the money as possible. So once all this is done, they deploy the students to their posts and publish the list online. Let me tell you what happens when this list is published. And to do that, we'll have to take a short break from their master plan to check what the actual people have to do when this list is announced. So at this point, when the postings are announced, the actual people have to go through a series of long processes to verify their identities, so the people at the NSA can know the exact number of people who are going to work. And this is just one of the many things those processes are meant for, because not all posted personnel show up for their service. Every year after graduation, some of the students fly outside the country, others start businesses, some start families, and there are also a few crazy ones who start making videos online. And every year there are also some people who were not able to do their service previous years and want to join the others that year. But that number is relatively small, and because of these variables, the number of students that will be announced to the public will always be different from the number of students that are presented to the parliamentary committee. The difference isn't so large, but that is not the case. The figures presented in the document tell a very different story. In 2018, the figure announced publicly was 85,708, but the figure presented to the parliamentary committee for the money was 135,603, which is a massive 49,895 difference. So what this is trying to tell us is, for that year in 2018, right, almost 50,000 people were not able to do their national service in the previous year and decided to do it in 2018. For context, when you look at the number presented publicly, which is 85,708, this number here means more than half of the number of people that were expected to do the national service that year were added to the list. It means if 100 people were supposed to do their national service that year, more than 50 people came out of the blue because they weren't able to do it the years they were supposed to. And obviously this is very suspicious, because the trend that was expected looks like what happened in 2017, where rather than an increase in the number, it actually dropped. So according to this document, they have been doing this from 2018 till date. And those are the type of leaders we have in our National Service Authority according to this document. And as a bonus, it says those 40,000 ghosts include people who, if you look at their date of birth, should have nothing doing with the national service whatsoever. These people should be at home playing with their grandchildren. But for some reason, we have 80-year-olds and 90-year-old women and men doing their national service in Ghana. 80 and 90-year-olds doing national service is something that nobody will believe. And another thing is, with the national service, the only valid ID type that is recognized is the Ghana card. But Nifa Joel Santine begs to differ, since he and some others used this card to register for their national service. So all of this culminates to the 40,000 ghost names that are being used in the NSA to inflate numbers and in the end take money they haven't worked for. So that's about it for the NSS expose. Please like the video and subscribe if you haven't already. We are now at 520 subs, so just a few more to reach my goal of 1,000 subscribers before the year end. With that said, thank you for watching, take care, and I'll see you another time. Bye.